We'll give it a few. Well, let me go ahead and share. It's okay if we just wait a minute because I need to share this. All right, girls, we live. It's Let's Talk Girl Talk with your girl Chanel, the creator of Comministry,
and your girl author Krys King, and we are so excited who we got in the house.
Dedra Allen.
Hello.
So guys, we're going to be talking about after the heartbreak, y'all. Life after the heartbreak. And we're also going to kind of focus a little bit on how not, I'm kind of doing like a little spin-off on the topic we're dealing with at Comministry, but how not to retaliate after the heartbreak, how not to slice somebody's tire, how not to slap the shit out of somebody, how not to act out, reactionary. I could be a little bit reactionary.
All women can.
Yes.
I agree. They can.
Yeah. What you think about after the heartbreak?
I mean, you get over it, and it just depends on what type of situation you was in, how deep you push what you gonna do.
Right.
Like, I mean, if it was a jump off and y'all was just doing what y'all do, then I mean, you just
that's not a heartbreak.
That ain't a heartbreak
though.
What's a heartbreak if you jump off?
Missing out.
You missing out.
Okay, I
Depends on what type of heartbreak you got,
So let's talk about the heartbreak that is most common. That's when he decided to dip off with somebody else.
Don't send a letter.
He don't send no letter.
Just don't show back up at home.
Or he get real bold and he have y'all in the same space.
But are we talking about husbands or boyfriends?
Yeah.
Well, I know you got your own view on the husband boyfriend. She got her own view on it.
So what are we talking about?
I'm talking about boyfriend and Krys talking about husband.
As husbands, and I can relate as well as far as boyfriends too, because we all been there. But yeah, I think it'll be a different kind of heartbreak if you're married than rather just a boyfriend and girlfriend.
Because the boyfriend dipped out, I mean, he just as right. The other woman is yours. So I mean, what authority you had to call him yours?
Because we have that label,
girl,
right?
We have a commitment, right?
We have
in the eyes of who?
If we had that conversation.
In the eyes of who? Oh my goodness. Okay, so
break this down to me. How?
This is clear. Like I asked you a question, like who in the eyes of who do y'all have this commitment? Who in the eyes
to
of who?
one another.
Oh. Okay. Okay. But what did that really mean though?
Now, I want to open up something because Dedra has been on the panel of Comministry before, and there was something that she shared that kind of, had the crowd kind of like, wow, because she was like, if you a boyfriend, then I'm open to date you.
Yes, I'm going to date your boyfriend if I want to date him.
What the hell? I wish you would. What the paperwork is? What the paperwork got to do with it?
A lot to do with it. That's the difference.
If we live together, if we sharing like expenses and responsibilities, he is mine, and I wish a mother would. Okay?
So let me ask you this: when he died, you gonna get this Social Security? What's gonna happen? They're gonna tell you to go back home and go to bed.
I'm saying, if I'm committed to you, I don't want to share you. That's why.
Then you should get married.
Huh?
Then you should get married.
But you have to date somebody before
and live with them and share responsibilities with them.
I mean, no, you ain't gotta go there.
You gonna give him the cow? You gonna give him the milk, and he ain't even bought the cow?
I don't understand.
Exactly. So you do not own him. You don't have a contract on him. So he's just as right mine. He is yours. So let's share.
Okay, so if you was dating somebody that you was interested in, and you was hoping to walk down the aisle with them, and a woman that has your same thought of you is coming along dating your man, you gonna be like, I'm
not gonna be mad at her. Why?
I'm not saying mad at her, but I'm saying that would cause a
that
heartbreak.
means he's not my man. That means he don't really want me.
You'd be heartbroken though.
I mean, I'm gonna be mad whether if I'm the other woman too. I'm gonna be mad. Even if he's your man and I'm dating him, and he decided to want to date him, I'm gonna be mad. Either one will be mad.
So why put yourself through that? Is this making sense?
It does make sense.
I don't agree with that because
if you're not married,
he ain't even got to have a conversation with me, and I think he mine.
Look, my pastor said if you're not married, you're single.
Right.
That's
I see
it.
that. I see that, but that don't mean I'm
Ain't no box on it that say boyfriend. Ain't no box that say fiance. It's either married or single. And if you're not married, then you're single. And if a man don't think enough of you to marry you and date you for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, then that's what I mean. Hey.
Well, first of all, I ain't dating nobody 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
I know that's right.
But we're not arguing the fact of whether we're single or in a relationship.
Well, this is determining whether or not she's gonna get heartbroken or not.
I'll be heartbroken regardless. It don't matter if he mad.
So you embracing the heartbreak?
No, I'm just saying. If he do something and I get heartbroken, it don't matter if he yours or mine. I'm gonna come up to y'all house and I'm gonna show out. That's
my kind of girl right there. That's my kind of girl.
You have him like your man was seeing me too, and I'm mad now.
That's right.
I bust the windows out your car.
Yours and his. But not yours and his.
But you can't get mad at her.
I love it.
You can't get mad at her. Now I get heartbroken, but I ain't going to that extreme.
I am.
Now I might. Well, I ain't gonna vandalize.
I got me a partner tonight. I'm fine. I can be all out.
I have been known to vandalize.
I'm not gonna vandalize.
You know what? Let me take that back. I don't vandalize. What I do is I put my hands on. You bring some chick in front of me, you probably gonna get.
Now my brother told me, because one time I did put my hands on somebody, he laid his hands back on me, and my brother said, if you don't want nobody to lay your hands on him, don't you put your hands on him.
That's how you gotta do.
I have to put my hands on
you
him.
gotta do like we do in the D. Cut him.
That's right, because I think in that moment I'm not even thinking about whether he's gonna put his hands.
Girl, I'm busting his windows out, his car. I'm going to do all kind of stuff that I can do. Petty.
Nah, see, I can't do that because I look at it from a legal standpoint. I ain't paying for no kind of repairs or nothing. But I will.
That nigga ain't gonna make, if you really care, he gonna make you pay for nothing. I done bust a lot of windows out. Y'all know the windows I done busted out. Them niggas don't make you pay for nothing because they still be caring. They be like, man, why you busting windows? I called you. You know why I busted them out. They ain't gonna make you pay. Now,
is that how you do it?
Yeah, but if you don't care, he gonna make you pay. Yes, I busted them out. Why you scratch my car up? My brand new BMW because.
See, heartbroken. Okay,
is that how you do it?
So is that your healing process though?
No, that's my anger process.
And then after the anger, what comes after that?
I call John around the corner.
And then, okay.
That was John
after the heartbreak.
Oh,
John around the corner is gonna get the mind
get
off.
through this heartbreak.
So
it lasts about 45 seconds, and about 45 seconds I'm heartbroken, and 47 seconds I'm calling the other dude around the corner like, come pick me up, let's go get something to eat.
Okay, I feel that. I'm about to say you was last 45 seconds.
Right. So basically you saying that you need another Joe in order to get over that heartbreak.
I mean, I already have one.
It helps. You should always have a contingency plan.
You better say that, honey.
A contingency plan?
Yeah.
See, y'all, we live in Atlanta.
But see, women, the problem that women do, y'all date one person.
Yeah,
I'm guilty of that. You date that one person, you get out involved in him, you love him and stuff. Them dudes don't do that. Them dudes don't be dating one chick, they have a couple, they figure out which one they like, and then when they don't like you no more, they're like, oh, I really like her, don't call me no more.
But it's not enough men to have multiple.
That is not true.
She say that a lot about Atlanta, don't she, y'all? She say that a lot about Atlanta.
I keep hearing the statistical thing. There's really no facts on it. It's just based upon people's observations of it.
Right.
But there's no statistic to say there are more women or men in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. I meet a lot of single men in Atlanta.
And she is oblivious to the fact. We done been out a couple of times. She is oblivious to the fact of all these men walking around Atlanta.
And straight
men.
And paid. I have not met one broke man since I've been here 9 years. Not one. Not one.
Well, I need to go where you go.
I be everywhere, child. I be Home Depot, Lenox Mall.
Oh, you know they got money. They at Home Depot. They
where I be
they good with their hands,
child.
you know.
At the school, the doctor's office with my kids, child. I mean,
she looking for them everywhere.
The dentist. I don't be looking. They just be finding me. Like I found one coming in here. He's like, you is sure wearing them jeans today.
And what you say?
I looked back and looked at his shoes. I was like, his shoes wasn't right.
That's right.
You're not one of them.
I'm one of them. I look at his
right,
shoes.
What the shoes look like? Was they leaning over?
I don't know what they was, but it wasn't right.
So I don't care about the what are those, because a lot of rich people wear a lot of what are those. You can't judge a man's pockets by what he got on. I'm telling you.
That's a lie.
Mm-hmm. His shoes. Because even if his clothes ain't up to par, his shoes are.
Up to par. A rich man got some nice shoes.
He ain't gonna wear no raggedy shoes. No dirty sneakers. That's a no.
Not. I ain't got time.
That's a deal
You
breaker.
got to find some time. Because I just saw an Instagram post the women said, what did the lady say on Real Judy page about all these girls that say just want a man who spends some time with her? And she said she want a man who spends some time paying for her fingernails, paying for her hair, paying a mortgage, paying for rent. Anybody just got cut time for time? Time ain't gonna do them put you in a cardboard box, honey.
Listen, I got my man. I ain't worried about that. So
what we talking about? What is we talking about then? You got a man.
But I'm saying though,
how long y'all been together?
We've been married almost 7 years.
You married?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What do you? I mean, this might not have been a good conversation.
Well, after the heartbreak, listen, I done been hurt, and I wish he would hurt me. I wish he would after all this time I done invested.
So you know he just might.
No.
I've been married before, and then when you in a marriage, as most people can tell you, you are going to experience heartbreak in a marriage.
I know you
but you have to determine does the good outweigh the bad when you get that heartbreak.
What you willing to work through, and I think that's relevant in marriage or dating. Like, what are you willing to work through to get past the heartbreak? Now,
but in marriage, you have to work through a little bit more because you are contractually obligated in a covenant. So when stuff happens, you're not quick to say, I'm out of this. You got to work through that.
And that's one of my challenges because I used to be like deuces, but now
that's one of my challenges as a single woman.
Well, you should keep that.
But not me. I'm not the deuces. I mean, people are so dismissive nowadays. If one thing go wrong, then they're out the door.
If you mess over me the first time, shame on you.
Well, not
if you mess over me the second time, shame on me again because I shouldn't have let your ass come back after you did it the first time.
Now, I agree with you on that, but I'm saying just a small disagreement and people don't want to work through it. They'd rather just say, I'm out.
Men, I admire men for that because if he is not liking the vibe you're giving a disagreement, he will kick you to the curb. Right. But we're like, let's work through it. No, start doing like they do.
Yeah, we got to be stronger emotionally too. You know what I'm saying? And I think that.
But what if you like him?
Then he should have gave you that disagreement, so you would have to unlike him. There's too many good-looking men out here. Too many good men out here to just be fooling over one who's acting foolish.
But see, you don't see the good-looking man, or you know what I'm saying, all that until you in a relationship. Then you like. Where you come from? And when you single, it's like you don't see nobody. So
I see a lot. I seen one yesterday on Instagram. You know who I'm talking about?
Who you know on Instagram?
I'm saying the person looking at it, know who I'm talking about.
You slid up in somebody's DM.
Girl, I be sliding people DM all the time.
What? Girl, give me some tips on that. What you be saying?
Whatever I want to say. Hey. I'm single.
I need to get some tips then. This might be the dating tip show.
DM, hey.
The dating 101.
Hi.
In those DMs.
You say hi?
Hello.
I got somebody in particular that I might have to slide in his DM. Is that acceptable?
That's acceptable.
Yeah.
It's 2017.
Don't be scared.
Girl, yeah, I got somebody. I'm about to talk to y'all offline about him now.
I would slide right through that DM, and I'm still going to make him treat me like a lady when I slide through.
Okay.
Yeah, how you know I'm looking on Instagram? It's a new time, new era, new social time.
So you just say, hey.
I mean, sometimes I send other things. It depends on what mood I'm in.
You be sending pictures.
Of what?
I'm just saying, you be sending pictures.
It just depends how long we be talking. I'm sending pictures.
I ain't sending no pictures. I don't care.
Why not?
I don't even send my husband pictures. Cause you don't know who's fine that they be clocking, okay?
I'm going to send my husband some pictures. I know that. I'm going to send my husband pictures, honey. I don't care. I'm just sending them.
Maybe over FaceTime he get a little glance, but pictures.
Me and my ex-husband have the videotape.
No.
I don't care who
I don't do the pictures.
Once that go
I was scared they might resurface.
If they're a husband, it does not matter. Now, you send the pictures of boyfriends and
no, I'm talking about husband. It don't matter.
That's your husband.
It's gonna show up somewhere.
You be like, honey, John, that was your daddy. I took that picture too. Not John, it was Scott around the corner.
I don't want somebody in goddamn Timbuktu having my picture.
That's okay. It depends if the hot pocket look nice, honey. Let the people see the hot pocket.
You a mess.
I know.
But we have gotten completely off the topic.
I know. What's the topic now?
Okay, so we trying to figure out, can you find real true love after you've been completely heartbroken? Now, I'm not meaning, no, like you've been married, and obviously you're divorced now, right? Do you believe that you can find real love after?
Most definitely. People do it all the time. I mean, you just have to get through it, get past it, find the lesson in what happened in a relationship, and you got to move on. Because it took two people in order for it to be messed up.
How long do you feel like you should be heartbroken? Because for me, I think it determines on like how emotionally invested you was in the relationship. But I also believe that you shouldn't give too much time in grieving the loss of the relationship, no more than like a couple of months.
Well, I'm not gonna say that. I think it depends on the person. So whatever time it takes you to grieve and however you can get through the process, and I say you do that. It's no time limit on how you feel about a situation. As for me, I normally do better when I just find somebody else to listen from.
Right. Yeah. I mean, getting over somebody is best when you're getting under somebody else.
I hear you. Because I think for me, I'm thinking about a situation in particular. It's taken me a little while longer than I thought to move on. Not that I'm actively doing anything, but just the head game. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that happening, and that's okay. I mean, that's the space you're in. You're dealing with it personally, but I most definitely wouldn't let the other person know I'm still dealing with it.
Absolutely.
Right, never let them feel. Wait, I believe that.
You can love a person and still be in a relationship with another person. I do believe a person can love two people.
You do?
I do believe that.
I believe that
I have
too.
loved two people very
Deeply, yeah.
I've loved both of them. Sometimes you and the other person are not right for each other. So because you still have these feelings and you're going through this, it's okay.
You can't be in love with two people, but I believe.
Yeah, I believe you can love it.
Love. Like you can love a person intimately. And
I've been in love with two people at the same time.
not in love.
Yes, I
That
have.
has
If
been
you was in
conflicting,
love with
Dedra.
somebody, it would only been one.
Who said that?
You must not know what in love means.
I know what
or
in
feel
love
like.
means. I know exactly what it feels like. Honey, I was in love with two people.
How was you in love with two people?
You can be in love with two people. It's easy. You love both people. Both people have amazing qualities. Both people make you feel amazing. Both people do amazing things for you. Both people are great to you. It's like you can't define them other than their fingerprints. They're both amazing men, and you're in love with them both.
No, somebody
how
is
did you
going to make
wanna-
you feel deeply differently than the other person will.
Both of them was making me feel deep, honey.
You want to be with both of
I
them?
wanted both to be with both of them. That's why I understand men that do this in the bigamy game. You can really love two people. I believe that. Like I have loved two men. Like I love both of them very deeply.
And y'all had a mental, emotional,
We
spiritual,
did. They were
all that connection.
They were good to me. They did.
We're not talking about what they done for you. We talking
They
about
did
how.
stuff for me emotionally. So I'm only talking about financially.
Okay.
They emotionally filled me up. They satisfied me emotionally, sexually, intimate. They were really good to me. Every man that I dated, I'm still friends with. I can still call them jokers up right now if I need something. Girl, you better ask somebody. Every man I've been in a relationship with, I still have I can call them right now if I was to need something and they would do it for me. That's the type of connections I have with men. Everyone.
Now I can agree with that. I won't say everyone, but
I can call all of them.
there's a good bit that I can actually reach back and say, you know, this hurricane brought somebody out from the woodwork. It's like every time there's like a natural disaster, when 9/11, this guy's been in my life for over 20 years and I cannot talk to him for years and he'll reach out the blue like we just talked yesterday. You know, it's like, but keep me posted. Let me make sure you're okay.
I can't be friends with exes. I'm sorry.
I see you blushing. I ain't say I was friends. I said we was going to Top Golf together. I said if I needed something from him, I can call him and I can get it and I can go home.
There's some attachments and strings attached somewhere.
Well, I just want to read some of the comments on the Facebook live stream. Monique Good. Hey, Monique. She said, what'd she say? Well, I'm rolling out. I don't care if you rich, broke, fine, or ugly.
Right. If you do
She
me
said
wrong,
there's always someone else. And then Keisha Law says, yes, we do date one person, but men have a censor when we are single. And then Monique said, start going to the kids' games if you want to meet someone.
Yes, that's true, Monique. Go to the little league games. I did meet somebody else who get my daughter's game. We got eye contact. Tomorrow when I go back to the next game, I'm going to give a little bit more eye contact.
Ooh. Show them what you're going to do. Show them how you're going to do it.
Wow.
So I do believe there is love and life after heartbreak.
I mean, there's definitely life.
What does it look like though? Like, are we more guarded? Are we more insecure? Like, are we the same as we were before we got heartbroken? Like, what does it look like to have? How are we as women?
I would say more guarded. I mean, you think about what happened to you last, you'd be a fool not to learn, you know, from the last situation.
So would we make the next man pay for the other man's mistake?
I try to give a man a clean slate, although I do have a memory. Even though I might heal my heart, I remember what happened to me. So if I recognize certain patterns or behaviors, you know, I'm going to remember and I'm going to take the necessary precautions to protect myself.
Right.
You know, I've been guilty of not doing that in the past, you know, seeing the signs and giving them the benefit of the doubt. And typically, it's usually the same behavior. As much as I wanted to believe that it wasn't, it was.
What you think? Are you more guarded now?
No,
I think Dedra just guarded it.
I'm not. And as far as I'm not guarded. And insecurities, black women all, unfortunately, for some reason, we have insecurities.
Right.
So whether we get hurt or not, we're going to be insecure. You can have an amazing man and a black woman is insecure about an amazing man. So unfortunately, that's one of our flaws is insecurity. And some have more insecurity than others. For me, after heartbreak, I still go. I'm gonna kind of fly by the pants, go with it. If I like you, I'm all in. Like, I mean, I
that's the thing.
Hold it. I'm not gonna hold nobody accountable for somebody else.
I want to, like, I've taken that stance of if I like you and if the gentleman makes me comfortable in that way. But I've also experienced where he made me comfortable in that way, but it was just a facade. It wasn't real. You know, he just did what he needed to do to open up my heart, but it wasn't real. And so as a result, I think I moved a little bit faster than I probably should have, you know. So when it all fell apart.
So you have to learn how to see those red flags, you know, and that's hard. And then how many red flags are you going to allow yourself to see before you be like, hey.
The thing about it is that, I don't know, when I was in it, I may have saw the flags. I see the flags more now looking back.
Hindsight is always.
Yeah, you're like, dang, all that happened, and why didn't I just be done with it? You know,
but it's okay. It's okay to have those experiences.
Right, and that's how you learn. There's a lesson to be learned in everything.
Exactly.
So how would you? And I am assuming that was a heartbreak, correct?
I don't know, like. I ask myself that every day, is it a heartbreak? Because I was more disappointed. I think I go through the head games because I blame myself partially for what happened. You know, I blame myself for it. But I think if I hadn't taken part in what I believe caused, you know, us to go our separate ways, then I probably would just dismiss it and be like, well, it is what it is.
Right.
I'm very emotional, so it doesn't matter if we were deep in love or I just like you. If something goes wrong, I'm heartbroken. You'll be mad.
But see, I'm not like that. I'm not emotional. It takes a lot for me to become emotional. So if we were just dating, or if you was like you know what I'm saying, I call you up when I want some, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to be heartbroken. I'm just going to be like, bye.
If I meet somebody tonight while I'm at Top Golf, because I see something. If I meet somebody right after tonight at Top Golf, tonight, now, and I go across town and he cross town with somebody else, I'm going to be heartbroken.
Really?
And mad.
Why?
Don't call me no more.
Why? Because I think I'm all in, and then you go, really?
Right.
But I don't know. But
now, I will be mad. I don't know about heartbroken.
You can't be heartbroken is a strong term for that.
I feel like you feel anything in the heart.
Y'all know that feeling.
I don't think you're feeling that right there. You might be feeling that right there, but not right there.
You gonna tell me how I feel that?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So
I'm a psychologist. If I'm seeing him right now, and then he over there in 20 minutes,
I'm gonna be heartbroken.
No,
I'm like, no, he did.
You're gonna be like, damn, I'm not gonna get none tonight.
No, I'm not gonna be thinking it because I still probably can. But I'm just saying, I know he did not do that.
But heartbroken,
I'm be heartbroken.
How you gonna
ego gonna be tore up.
Oh,
I can see that. I can see
ego,
that.
ego and heart, two different
Who
things.
said?
Two different things.
Is that on the paper that says two different things?
Uh-huh.
Who said that? Hold up.
Krys King.
See, there she goes. Talking about some statistics don't even go. I mean, this one right here, I can't.
I'm just saying, I'm not that emotional.
I'm very emotional.
I have to really like I have to love you so much, and then if you don't respond to me, like when I love you so much and I care about you so much, and you don't respond to my text message, it take you 2 hours to respond to my text message, I'm gonna be a little heartbroken. Now but 20 minutes later after just meeting you, I mean, not to dismiss what you're saying or how you gonna feel.
Not dismissed.
I'm just saying that's just how I would feel.
Okay, well, you didn't be feeling in the last 7 years anyway, so it might have changed since last time you felt that anyway.
Listen, I get heartbroken all the time. I'm married. I'm married. You get heartbroken when you're married all the time.
Oh.
It's just about how you deal with it. Sometimes I deal with it emotionally, and sometimes I don't. Like,
so how do you deal with it when you're heartbroken? Do you go sleep in a separate room? What do you do?
oh, I stop talking completely. Men hate that. They hate when you stop talking.
Oh, really? And then when you stop talking, you go sleep in the other room or make it sleep on the sofa and stuff
I'm
like
not
that?
about to get out my comfortable king size bed because we not together.
So why not talk? Why not talk?
Because I need you to think about your choices.
You really think he gonna think about that?
Oh yeah, he gonna think about it.
Girl.
Because I'm gonna be walking around really nice, cute, in a little teddy lingerie. And I'm just gonna be ignoring him when he say things to me. You know, but with kids, you gotta talk to him when you got your kids around. You gotta have a little conversation because it's a little different.
Cause I was gonna tell you, that's petty as hell.
No.
It is. That's your husband. Like you gonna walk around the house and have non-verbal communication because you pissed off with the man you said that y'all want to work through.
Yes, especially if I feel like I'm right. No, because the thing about me as women, we try to go to the man first when we feeling some type of way, and then they won't talk about it until they ready to talk about it. And that pisses me off. And it might be petty, but I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, now you
so
ready.
there's an issue with communication. That means y'all have to talk about y'all way y'all need to communicate more effectively. Because if you're not communicating effectively, then there's going to be a breakdown in the marriage.
Right.
Communication starts a breakdown. So if you're not talking when something happens, the communication is going to stop. Because eventually he's going to start talking to somebody.
Right.
So when he pisses you off, you two have to communicate. Whether he is responding to what you're saying, you have to communicate to him exactly how you feel. Because he's listening, whether you think he's not. He's listening to every word you say. But sometimes he has to process what he wants to say back to you before he say it.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you're just not saying nothing, we're very emotional. So we tend to take that role on, try to not, but that's not the way to go. You tell him exactly how you feel about what he did, and give him time to process the information. They process information. That's how we do it. And you walking around your head, ain't doing nothing. Because if you're not giving him none and you walking around, that's not good.
Well, I feel like a basic bitch.
Why would you feel like a basic?
I'm just learning. I'm learning.
Well, see, I'm a lot older.
I wouldn't say a lot. Please don't get it twisted. Why everybody think I'm so young?
Girl, you in your 30s. Well, I'm in my 40s. I'm 45.
That's not a lot older.
It is.
It is.
Y'all look at age.
I mean, I look a lot younger, but I'm still a lot older.
Put it in perspective. When you were 15, she was 30.
Okay.
And so that is a lot older, honey. But yeah, so
This is an interesting conversation because
it is. Because even though we had one topic, it leads to somewhere else, and it makes you think about how you handle things during the relationship to keep the heartbreak from happening, or
just summarization.
One of the things that I have gleaned from this conversation, because people tell me, well, you shouldn't feel a certain type of way because you're not exclusive or because you're not in a committed relationship, but you just let me know it's okay to feel some type of way and you not be in a relationship, because at the end of the day, it's mere words. It doesn't dictate how I feel.
Right. And we all feel differently.
Yeah, it doesn't dictate, how I see this person, my hopes for what we could have had.
And those are your emotions. You have the right to your emotions and how you feel.
Right.
Nobody has that to tell you anything different. And if you feel some type of way, how things went down.
But I will tell you this. I had this gentleman that I'm speaking of, tell me that he didn't think I should have responded in a certain type of way because we had not been intimate.
And that's his right.
But my thing is, how can you tell me how I feel is not based on whether we have sex or not? If I genuinely like you, it shouldn't matter whether we were intimate or not. But that's what he based it on. His thing was, we ain't even slept together, so I'm not understanding why you tripped. Yeah, you tripped.
I just had this conversation with somebody. You're not going to dictate my perception of what happened. You're not going to take away my perception.
Right.
These are my emotions, my perception, and this is how it's going to happen.
Right.
So it's okay that he doesn't think that. That's okay. But it's not fair for him to take away how you feel about it. And you have to check him on that. Like,
Right.
this is my perception of what happened, and I'm going to have it.
Right.
That's right. So don't let him take it away from you. That's how you feel about it.
Right.
And stand strong to that.
Right. I mean, I guess in the course of us having the conversation, I agree with him that had not taken place. However, I told him that we were getting to know each other. You know, we were seeing
But
each
sex
other.
does not solidify emotions.
It doesn't, because
really
you can do that and not have any
You
emotion.
can have emotions before you start having physical.
Right. That's what caused you to lead up to that is because you have emotions. You know, an emotional.
I know it.
If I had the opportunity, believe me, I
She
think
would.
I'd take the chance.
She would.
Yes, I would, girl.
She was acting foolish.
A hot mess.
A hot mess. So life after the heartbreak. There is life after
There's
the heartbreak.
obviously life after the
Now
heartbreak.
look at me.
Look at all of us.
I got
been
zero,
heartbroken.
honey. Look at
Ah!
Did you say zero?
a
She
zero.
said zero.
Yes.
What size you, Krys?
A one.
So it's life at the heartbreak. Trust me.
So yeah, there definitely is. Obviously, there's life after. We all been heartbroken before, and look at us. We're happy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Even, happiness looks different to other people.
But I will say this, because I'm thinking through my own personal experiences as we're having this conversation. I have had a heartbreak to the extent that it literally paralyzed me for a moment.
Yeah, me too.
I stopped moving.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
it really. I read a book one time on chakras, and it was talking about heartbreak is like a real condition. Like people have died from heartbreak.
Oh yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
So it is a real thing. You can feel it when you are heartbroken right there in your chest, like it's about
Right.
to pop open.
Right.
So I think we all have been paralyzed by heartbreak, and it's okay. It may
Right.
not be your last time. You may be paralyzed again by heartbreak. And
Right.
heartbreak is not only with a man and woman.
I
It's in different
never.
situations to feel heartbreak.
Right.
I
You know,
never.
A child can cause heartbreak. A
I
parent,
have
a
lost.
friend,
everything,
a friend.
yeah.
It's a lot of heartbreak.
I have lost. I mean, there was a time in my life where I was literally just existing. The pain was so great. I didn't have the wherewithal to work, to do anything.
Yeah.
You know? And as a result of that, I had to live at home for a couple of years. 3 years, I think I was at home because of a heartbreak. And it was a heartbreak from someone that I was not in a relationship with. But I think, the mental aspects of it, when you have low self-esteem, you know what I'm saying? Or if you are insecure about who you are, or if you're not content with where you are in life, that can take a toll on your mental. And I think for me, in that moment, while it took a toll on my mental because I couldn't work, that was the moment that I really tapped into who I was in Christ. I found out what my purpose was. I started my business, my first business, and it was a redefining moment, So as we're having this conversation, literally I'm the picture of after the heartbreak, because I lost everything during the course of what I was going through. But then I picked up the pieces and walked into purpose, and now here we are.
Right. And it's all about how you handle yourself after the heartbreak. Like, I've been heartbroken. Man, commitment to this man, not married, but we living together, everything, doesn't come home one day, never hear from him again. I'm like, what? I had to move back in with my parents until I couldn't afford
He
my
didn't come home and you had to go home? He didn't come home and you had to go home?
Yes, he didn't come home, girl, and I had to go home.
What?
That's an Oprah aha moment. Woo. Yes, so you know what I'm saying?
And you married this man?
Yes, I did. We worked it out. Hey, baby. But what I'm saying is, I was so heartbroken. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't function. And I did heal my heartbreak through, you know, this man and that man and this man, you know, all that. But it took me a very long time to get over that heartbreak.
Right.
But I think that's why now I approach any situation, whether it be friendships, relationships, intimacy, I'm going to look at you and try to, you know what I'm saying, figure you out and see what kind of motives you have.
The thing about it, the heartbreak is that, especially when it's involving another woman, I don't know, and I do this even still, well, not necessarily, I have learned, like when I was younger, I used to think if someone wanted to be with someone else and didn't want to be with me, the first thing I wanted to know is what she looked like. I have since learned that it has nothing to do with exterior appearances, but it has everything to do with the content of a person's character. Maybe they have better chemistry than you may have with that person.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, but because
you should believe that because we've seen the thought pocket.
But because a relationship does not work, doesn't mean the man is a bad man.
Right, right.
Because it doesn't mean he's bad.
Right.
It may mean that y'all not right for each other.
Right.
A lot of times,
but it don't have anything to do with what somebody else look like. Because we often look at. There's so many instances where I've looked at the person. I'm like, okay, we're totally from two different walks of life.
Yeah, it always seems like, oh, they done picked you downgraded.
Yeah.
But I don't think it has to do with chemistry. I just think it's where they are mentally and emotionally.
Right. Because I used to internalize that. Like when I was just explaining the situation that I went through, like literally, I thought like I never really questioned. It made me question the very essence of who I was as a woman. I never questioned that before.
You were going through.
Right.
That had nothing to do with him, really.
Right. But it caused me. The hurt caused me to go. It took me to a place that was unfamiliar to me. But the positives that came out of it was I did tap into purpose because I started I was like, well, who am I? I had lost my complete identity in trying to be with this person. Like, I didn't know who I was anymore.
We lose ourselves
when
we are so in love and so invested. And that's why I say often that I never truly give 100% because I feel if you give 100%, then you lose who you are. You lose your identity.
Yeah, but then you say you're not going to give 100%.
95.
Then when it come back around and don't go right, then you ask it like, what happened? You didn't give 100%. So you're just as much as fault for the heartbreak and the person's heartbreak. Yes, you always got to give 100% all the time.
I agree with you.
In order to get 100%.
And see, we had this conversation.
So if you're not giving 100% and then it don't work, you can like, what happened?
You didn't give 100%.
No,
that's what happened.
No, what I'm saying, like in the places where it matters, I'm gonna give it my all.
It matters in all aspects of a relationship.
No, I'm going to save a little piece of my heart for myself.
I think you just prepare yourself for the worst. It's not that you don't
give yourself. I think it sounds like you were saying that because you can never tell your heart what to do. If that was the case, we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation.
Because I promise you, I would never do that.
Okay, I agree.
So you can never save a part of your heart.
You always have to be prepared for the worst. I am, and it's I don't know if
you can't tell the heart when to love, when not to love, and when to start to love.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is when the other shoe drops, and it will eventually, you have to be emotionally and mentally prepared for it. You see what I'm saying? Now, since I done been through the heartbreak, and it took me forever to get over it, now I know if something was to go wrong, I'm going to be mentally and emotionally prepared. I know I can survive because I have survived. So what I'm going to do is when the other shoe drops, I'm just going to be like, I'm going to be heartbroken. I'm going to take my time to grieve, but it's not going to be as long as it was.
But I think that's because you've already gone there with him.
That's not true.
What's not true?
You cannot sit here and say
I know how to be.
Yes, you can't sit here and say that, the next time I get in a heartbreak, I'm not going to grieve as much as I did the lesson because I learned a lesson. If you would have learned a lesson, you wouldn't be in a heartbreak number 2. So you haven't learned a lesson. You could love that person more than you love the other person, so the heartbreak is going to be more significant. Right now, you're in a marriage. If something was to happen between you and your marriage,
I'm going to be devastated.
You're going to be devastated. It's going to be a more significant heartbreak. So you can't be determining, I'm going to save a little piece of my heart. You can't be saving a little piece of heart.
Yes,
the heart does not work like that. That's what's wrong with women now. They think they can control the heart. You can't control the heart. The only thing you can control is how you respond to situations. You cannot control the heart.
Right.
The heart is still going to love. The heart is still going to be hurting. But are you going to bust his windows out, or are you going to try to talk through it? That's the only thing you can control.
But
the heart, you cannot control the heart.
I'm going to be on snap.
Because if you can control the heart, honey, I would never be hurt.
I can control the way I respond. I'm not saying I'm.
But you know what I am afraid of? I think with everything that I've experienced in my relational life, I'm not sure I could give my heart again. It's like weird because I'm in a different space now where I'm like, I don't play anybody close anymore. I'm like,
in y'all mind, y'all keep saying, oh, I'm not good, but you just sit here and said how you was feeling about this other person already. So you starting to give him your heart already.
Yeah, but
we like you said, living in our mind. We have everything in our mind, and in our mind,
Well, the reason
Stop getting in your mind so much.
The reason I say that is because this particular gentleman was the first guy that, I don't even know if you call it dating, but he was the first single man. You know, I didn't date or hadn't dated for about 10 years. You know my little celibacy thing for the 8 years. And so this gentleman was the first guy who was, I think, had potential. He was single. You know, he wasn't in a relationship with anybody else. He had a son. I think maybe we talked about it at the lupus game. We did. Well, I have to update you offline.
Okay.
So, I mean, I really liked him. He was a lot younger than I. You know, so I wanted to open up my heart because this is my first time, like, really meeting someone where I'm like, yes, you know, he likes me, I like him, you know, we're on the same page. But
you might just have been vulnerable at that time. And then,
well, no, he made me feel like it was okay to open up my heart. Like, he really poured it on really thick, you know? So he made me feel like it was okay. Like, initially when I met him, I didn't really take it that serious for a lot of different reasons. Number one, because of his age. Number two, because of his profession. But then he made me feel like it was okay to do that, but when it wasn't okay. And he showed it, he made it very clear to me when it was all said and done that it wasn't okay, not to trust.
So that leads to another question. When is it okay to be emotionally invested in somebody?
As soon as you decide you like the person.
But then situations like this happen.
It's going to happen. There's no way you can dictate or control hurt, control how the heart feels. Is that you go to a situation with an open heart, with an open mind, a trusting and loving. If the situation is not good for you, based upon the standards you have set for yourself, you have to be woman enough to walk away. Most of the time we're not. You say, I don't want this about a person, I don't like this about a person, but you keep saying, I can change and I can make it better. Because it's an ego thing with yourself. Like, I'm woman enough, I can make him different. No, the hell you can't.
Right.
It has nothing to do with what you can do. Right. So you have to just accept these things are going to happen. You're going to move on. That's it. You're going to hurt. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to meet the wrong person. You're going to give the wrong person your emotions. You're going to get tricked. You're going to get fooled. That's going to happen. That is life. You're going to move on and get happy.
You just got to be prepared for it.
Got to be prepared for it.
Oh my God, Dedra.
You make me feel like it's okay.
Right. It is okay. And when I tell you, I have learned so much from you today. I am loving you in this conversation. Like, even though we veered off a topic here and there, I mean, I learned so much, and I have so much respect for you as a woman, and I'm so glad you joined us today.
Oh, I am too.
And we didn't get a lot of comments because we were all up in our stuff.
We do. I mean, well, we didn't get a lot of questions, but we did get some comments. My mom, she's like, to God be the glory. I think she was referencing when I had to go home.
Right.
And Greg said, everything happens for a reason. There's always a lesson. You know what, Greg? I want to believe that. I think this last situation, I'm still trying to find the lesson.
Everything always happens for a reason.
You might not find it now. It might be 20 years down the road. Like, you know what?
Right.
Yeah. So those were the comments.
You learn the lesson when it's time for you to learn
I'm like, okay, I was ready to, like, get out there and date, and it was short-lived. It was like,
so go get my book. I brought my book. I have a book, To Love Samir White. It's based upon some things about myself and been in a relationship.
Okay.
It's a love story.
Okay.
As we know, with a love story, that's not always so good. There are trials and tribulations in a love story. So this is to love Samir White.
Look at that face, girl.
Look at this.
Yes.
Yes.
That photo shoot was fierce.
Yeah. How can I get the book?
Yes,
You can go on to Amazon. You can download on Amazon, or you can go to my website, DedraAllen.com, and cop the book.
And tell them where they can find you as well.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Boo, anything that's social media. I'm going to be there. LinkedIn at Dedra Allen, or Dedra's Too Much, because you know I am too much.
Too much, and I am glad for the too much. I needed the too much tonight. And guys, we thank you for joining us tonight. Let's talk girl talk after the heartbreak. We hope that you learned something tonight. You can find me, your girl, author Krys King, author of Crossed in Love, at Lovesick, LUVVSYC, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And you can get my book, Crossed in Love, at all your online retailers as well as KrysKing.com.
This your girl, Creative Commentary, y'all. So we're having an event. Commentary is coming up again on September 30th at the League Tavern, 6 p.m., green carpet, 7 p.m., y'all. So we have an amazing panel scheduled for you guys. And I have the lineup. So we're going to have WeTV's Jay Christian, reality star of Selling It in ATL. We have Sir Von Davis, who's a relationship coach. We have Dedra's co-star Beauty from Cutting It in the ATL. We have Kalina and Tony from VH1's Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. We have Stacey J, who's the producer of the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. We have Krys Jordan, who's an actor, model, and author.
You got a lot.
And we have a Dr. Kathy Amua, the real sex expert. Woo! And y'all, it's gonna be hosted by your girl T. Marie and your boy Romeo International. DJ Romeo International is gonna be the host for the social hour. So I want to see you
September
guys.
30th.
Yes, I want to see you guys September 30th, 6 p.m. League Tavern. Go to Eventbrite and RSVP for your tickets now. We sell out, y'all, so you better get your tickets now. And you can find me at Chanel Nicole Scott on all social media platforms. You can also find Commentary at Commentary on all social media platforms.
Yes.
So that's a wrap, y'all. Let's talk girl talk. We see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Peace.